Oi, Famine, come on. The council is going to tell us which one of us, being the two remaining horsemen, are going to go upstairs and murder the Yumis.
But I'm hungry.
You're always fucking hungry.
Yeah, I'm famine, it's what I do.
Ah, fuck.
You're looking peaky.
Of course I look peaky. I'm fucking pestilence. I have all the diseases.
Yeah, it fucking smells like it and all.
Oh, I can't help it. It's a fucking crush, right, isn't it?
Silence. Why have you summoned the Skull Council here?
Well, Famine and me, we was just wondering, like, now War he's been captured, Death's gone missing, and us being like the two remaining horsemen, which one of us is going upstairs to, you know, fucking spank them Yumis back to the Dark Ages, eh?
After much deliberation, we have decided the next leader of the Horsemen will be Fury.
Fury? Who the fuck is Fury?
Oh, she's the one with the tits.
Oh, the personal assistant from the Third Circle.
Yeah, Tits McGee.
Ah.
No. Tits had nothing to do with it. She will drive the humans before her and capture the 7 deadly sins.
The only sin she's likely to capture is fucking lust. It's like sending this fat prick upstairs to go after greed, isn't it?
She's a good friend of mine, actually.
Oh.
Anyway, the only weapon that she's got is her cleavage.
She's got a whip.
Dude, not helping.
Fuck off! I've got syphilis on my crisps now.
What's happening, guys? Welcome to another Overbite review, and today we are reviewing Darksiders 3, the third installment in the Darksiders series, given away by the name.
That is exceptionally true. Yes, here we are, going to be about to review Darksiders 3. I've played bits of first game, none of the second game.
I've played the first two, but I've not completed either one of the first two, and I don't think the third is going to be breaking that particular duck.
No. So, the game's been out for a while so far, by the time you're probably going to get to see this review, and I've got to say, we're both very unimpressed.
Yes, unimpressed would be the word.
Review over. Bye-bye. Nice to see you.
Bye-bye.
No, this game isn't that great.
Sorry, Ranton, friend of the show, but you are... What have you been smoking, boy? Probably a lot. Of something.
Well, I did see him lick shit in one of his videos.
Was it frog shit? Maybe it was like licking toads. Do you lick toads, Ranton?
I don't know. I saw him licking like what looked like poo off a pavement, but that's just a different video altogether. No, today we're talking about Darksiders 3, in which you play Fury.
Not one of the horsemen.
I was waiting for that. And it's just... It's a story that's the same, I would feel, as every other kind of game from 2003.
Yeah, it feels old.
Yeah.
It feels like a AA game that's being sold for AAA prices.
And I have to agree with Lee, that is a great way to describe this experience. It's not often I agree with him.
I mean, if you were paying like, I don't know, 25, 30 quid for it, I would have so many less problems with doing that, because it really is a game where you're like, I kind of regret spending like £45 on this.
It's a bit like that, what's that game, Marlow Briggs?
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a 15, 20 quid game.
Yeah, but which was kind of like God of War.
Yeah, and the way I came to look at this game after playing it for a few hours was, it's like a crippled God of War. It just doesn't have the same dynamic feel to it as it does.
But you're paying £15 for it, so you're like, okay.
Yeah, but Darksiders 3, it does feel a little bit of fan service to do another game in this franchise, but I don't think they've done a good job. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to say it's a terrible game, right? It's just not. It's not something that can grab my attention, and I don't think it performs well.
It doesn't. I've had a few technical problems with it.
Yep.
I've had
freezing and glitching.
I had a freeze where I could move the camera and get into the menus, but the game mode was frozen. And then my mouse cursor appeared, I clicked, and it was working again, which is okay. When I first started, I changed all the graphic levels up to max, started playing, went, this looks like shit. Doesn't tell you to restart the game. It should, though, because when I restarted the game, it looked better. It still looked fairly shit, in my opinion, but it wasn't anywhere near as bad and blocky and shit like it was.
So let's talk about graphical stuff. So I personally like the art style and the kind of sizing of hands and muscles and stuff and boobs. There are boobs. There are accentuated boobs. But the actual art style of that kind of fantastical proportions, I quite like that. So that's a plus point. Unfortunately, the textures, as you quite clearly pointed out, they could be a lot better.
Yeah, like even the face of the main character just looks like a block of cheese. It's featureless.
And what makes it worse is because she's a Nephilim or a god or something.
Yeah, it's a horseman. Demon, I guess.
Fury's a woman. That might be,
He's also
taken
not
the wrong way.
No, Fury. No.
But she hasn't got any fucking eyes, so the emotion tried to portray in some of the moments just looks like she's going, "Oh no!" There's no eyes there.
And she's also voiced by like a British person.
Evil,
yeah.
Yeah. we're all evil.
Yeah, definitely. I am.
Creepy is not evil. That's just creepy.
That can be creepy and evil.
But so the visuals themselves do let themselves down a little bit. But my main concern with the actual the process of playing the game is that the controls suck balls.
Yep, the camera is far too close. You're forever getting hit off screen. The controls are you want to be able to like do one hit one way and turn and do another hit the other way fluidly, and it's just not fluid. It feels very much like hit.
And literally, God of War had this down in 2002, 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, this shouldn't be difficult in an action RPG type game, right? I don't make games, but I know that kind of stuff is not difficult. It's been done so many times that even Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade, that had a thing where the actual characters in the voices in the game would tell you what's going to happen behind you, and you had like an interesting way to deal with it. In this, there's a small arrow that pops up that's hidden with all the other particulate effects going on.
Yeah, but the problem is the small arrow only ever changes when you're directly about to be hit.
Yeah.
Because it would tell you there's an enemy to the side of you, even if it's like 40 feet away. So it's like, limited use, fellas. Give us a better camera angle so we can see more of the battlefield.
The actual combat system is a single button system.
Well, it's a double button, but like
you're pushing one.
Yeah, I mean, I hardly ever use anything but quick strike.
So combos that I don't really apply here apart from pushing the button again.
No.
The actual movement of your character in that space, that there's no dynamic movement. If you want to go anywhere, it will take you time, and it's just frustrating when you're going between set area and set area of enemies, and you're just walking or running, and then you get talked to by your little companion, the Watcher, who's here to make sure.
Rupert Charles, by the way.
Is to make sure that what you're doing is right, and you're being not looked after, but going to achieve your objective. When they start to talk to you, you slow down and end up just waltzing along like it's not actually that important.
Yes, I was having Red Dead 2 flashbacks. I made it to my camp and everything went slow.
But it's nowhere near that fucking game of Red Dead Redemption.
No, I much prefer Red Dead.
Let's not sully that game's name by including it in this review. Thank you. So,
Red Dead 2.
So, in this game, I think it's definitely not worth the money right now, out the box. Just, no.
No, they need... one of the serious things that really killed it for me was the checkpoints.
Oh my... Yes, the checkpoints suck so bad. Checkpoints generally... I'll let you explain before I launch into my rant, sorry.
Okay, so the combat in this game is quite punishing. You do take a lot of damage even from lower level enemies, which is fine. I mean, I've played Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I know you don't like them, but I'm okay with them because... People
like them.
Because you learn the patterns and you learn how to evolve and fight different enemies and the way to defeat them, which is fine, but it involves a lot of repetition. So in this game, I was getting, doing okay, and I came to this big fucker. So I fought the big fucker and he killed me. I was like, okay, I'll fight the big fucker again and I'll work out his patterns and beat him. No, because I went back to the checkpoint. I had to go through 10 minutes of the level fighting enemies that have fucking respawned, but you don't get extra souls for them because you lose them all when they die. And then get back to the big fucker who kills me again. And now I have to go through 10 more minutes of level. By the fourth time, I just sat there with the PlayStation, the PC. I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I was literally sat there doing that.
I had a very annoying checkpoint moment when I defeated a big bad guy, and I think one of his last attacks, he'd thrown out a bomb or a grenade or something, or similar kind of explosive after he died. That killed me, and I had to fight him again.
Oh, lovely.
So the checkpoint threw me back 10 minutes worth of gameplay, plus all those enemies again, and I had to kill the guy, even though I'd killed him legitimately. But his like dying death rattle just fucking took me under. So that is an annoying, very
petulant of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you enjoy trying again and again and again, and don't mind going through areas, it wouldn't be so bad if you could get through them quickly. But because you have to just have a saunter,
yeah,
it just feels like it's so drawn out. And a lot of the areas between those points are quite barren, or they're just pathways. It's very linear. So there's not a case of, I'll go and explore a bit and I'll go and try it again. You haven't got that choice. It's just go there where that skull is pointing.
I'm okay with that, because like one of the things in the second one that got on my nerves a bit was it was a where the fuck do I go kind of game.
Okay.
So I was okay with like being shown the most direct route to the next bit, so that's fine. The problem I found was there's a lot of environmental shit that you don't have access to at first.
Yeah, the replay thing.
So you get different sort of elemental powers as you go on, and there's
which is a nice touch. I liked that bit.
Yes. So you get the first one, which is like fire, and the first thing you need to do is burn down a web, which is fine. Which you've been using like these fiery bug dudes to blow up previous to that. So you're like, thank fuck, I don't have to do that shit anymore. Unfortunately, I managed to switch back from the flame thing to my regular sort of power set. At that point, the game had not told me how to do that. It's not in the controls how you do that. So I spent about 25 minutes.
I did the same.
Trying to re-switch back to the fire thing. And I think it's like left bumper B. But like it doesn't work all the time. So,
yeah, this game's got a lot of shortcomings, guys. I don't think the review is going to be very like humongously long. We're using it as a fucking rant and therapy session, I think. There's just so many bits that could be done better. It's a bit like a C+ game, isn't it? It's fucking average at best.
At best.
And it just needs some extra juice. This game, personally, I think this game could have been fantastic. Every game has the potential to be fantastic, but this one could actually be fantastic had it not been for these real basic game design choices that seem to have hampered the entire experience. So,
yeah, and it's like, let's face it, we actually still have two horsemen left. We have famine and pestilence, and I would have been fine if the game featured one of those. I mean, just think about it.
Why not?
You would have like your melee stuff, like you could have famine as this big fat dude with a big club or something, so he's smacking people around. And then always special moves could be like consumptive based, so he could be like eating people, or you could have pestilence, who's
disease based.
Yeah, exactly, melting people with disease and shit like that. That would work fine, but no, we need boobs and an Ivy ripoff from Soul Calibur.
That's a very good point you made. I didn't know about Ivy from Soul Calibur, never played it, but when you pointed it out and I looked her up for research.
He was like, that's some boobs right there.
No, I didn't. I said that's a very well-drawn character. But when you look at the actual kind of, yes, that's a blade whip sword thing. Yeah, his clothes. I mean, for me, why do women in games need to have high heels? I mean,
because it makes their ass look nice.
But she's got a suit of armour that's quite clearly encompassing huge boobies, right? Which,
to be fair, they haven't done the whole cleavage thing.
No, that's true, but it's the accentuation of boobs. Why does she have to have high heels? Like, I don't... She's a warrior. Everyone else fighting is in, like, properly, like, useful armour. And this is the problem we had fucking 14, 15 years ago in games. Not that I'm not being a snowflake about it, but it's just that things have moved on. Look at what was it, Cassandra, what was her name in Odyssey?
Yeah, Cassandra, yeah.
We did a review of that, and the way that she was modelled, drawn, and given a personality.
And outfitted.
Yeah, she was a warrior. She looked like she could deal some damage.
And she was still pretty, but she was like like we said in that, she looked like a pretty MMA fighter.
Exactly. Whereas I know this character is a Nephilim and like a godlike, spirity fucking elemental. What's it?
But not a horseman.
But not a horseman. But she doesn't give that impression to me that they've really thought, how can we make this a strong female lead character in a game? It's like, she's got boobs, give her some high heels. It feels a bit old, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to make someone intimidating, don't make your audience want to fuck them.
It's just, I think it was a missed trick, really. They could have made a bit more of a statement on that, perhaps. Not necessarily going with the PC crowd, but definitely, not as in personal computer, but
yeah.
like politically correct. But having a strong character would have made much more of a statement and probably had a lot more people get involved with the game, or at least be talking about it.
She's just so stereotypical, though, in the way she looks, the British accent.
I mean, the other thing, she's normal size. Like, she's proportions.
Well, she's a little bit taller than the humans.
Yeah, but she's normal kind of proportions.
Apart from the boobs.
Apart from the boobs. And every other bloke that you come across in that kind of ethereal plane has got massive hands, massive muscles, massive head. Apart from what's the guy that you meet that does your weapon upgrades?
The
one that's had a lobotomy and half his head removed.
Oh, it's like Uthane. There you go.
He's got like a forehead that's actually his scalp. It's like weird.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they were in previous games.
Yeah, but they've got this kind of weird, huge proportions. But she's normal looking, and is that supposed to be relatable or not? I maybe spending too much time on this. So, it's a game, hack and slash, slow, element of powers. Your currency you'll pick up and lose very fucking quickly. Mm-hmm. What's the thing I've just found out from our discussion?
The lurker clumps. You get like these lurker clumps where you go into the menu, you break them open, and it gives you souls, which is a waste of time. Why doesn't it just give you the souls rather than go to the menu?
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I've been playing for hours. I could have had many more souls.
Yeah. But you can go home now and boot up the game and be like, there's 50,000 souls.
Hooray! So, yeah, that's a thing. It's no surprise that's annoyed me and maybe taking a point off. But seriously, I don't know what else to say. I'd say steer clear of this until it comes down by at least 50%.
I mean, they apparently the developers have listened. They've added, like, I don't know if they've added or just downgraded, like, a difficulty level to make it easier.
That's not going to help anything.
That's not going to help anything, but they are listening because people complain it was too difficult.
No, listening is when you do stuff that is needed rather than stuff that you just can do to placate people. Sorry, that's not listening.
But what they do need to do is make the game is point out more stuff in it, because he didn't know about that. I couldn't work out to switch power sets. You're not explained to enough in the game, or there's not enough in the menus to tell you how to do things.
And I always get very wary of a game that needs 2 button presses to activate stuff that isn't the traditional, like, shoulder buttons. Because to me that means your control system is a bit too complicated.
Yeah, because when you go into your, like, a demon form or whatever...
the fury form. No, what's it called?
Rage mode.
Oh, it's the equivalent rage mode. I can't remember what it's called.
It's left bumper, right trigger.
That's not a thing! That's not a thing. In every fucking game I've ever played in my life, it's not a thing.
I mean, can we just, like, click on the right stick, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah. Or both sticks.
Yeah.
Have it symmetrical across the same item. Shoulder button, sticks. Push up on the D-pad. Fucking anything that's not like shoulder button and another face button. I don't.
Oh, and air dodges aren't a thing.
No.
So, like,
it's not.
You'd be there and you'd be like, I'll try an air dodge. No, you just do like a stomp attack, but it's on the dodge button. So my brain tells me it should air dodge, but it doesn't.
So Gunfire Games, you need to go back to the basics for your next game.
Go back to doing Oculus. Beyond Distant Suns I think that's what it's called. It's actually really good. I'd recommend that if you've got.
And as we know, most VR games you don't have to fucking move, so they've obviously taken that into this game.
Well,
I'm getting more agitated about this game the more I talk about it.
Beyond Distant Suns, it's like FTL meets Doom. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not going to diss other games I haven't played yet.
Yes, you should play it.
Okay, I might do. But I have to say, this has got some major flaws. We do not, and for the first time in ages, we do not agree with Ranton at all on
No,
this.
he gave it
He's
a
fucking
strong
wrong.
8.
I don't care if you've got more than 100,000 subscribers now, mate.
You don't care if you got merch now.
Yeah, sod ya. You're wrong. You, Ranton, are fucking wrong.
My final rating for Darksiders 3 is going to be a very strongest possible 8 out of 10.
So's your mum.
And I'm a patron of yours, buddy. I pay for that content.
Make it right next time. But no, seriously, I think I'm going to stop ranting because it's not going to help the argument. This is going on far too long for what I wanted to do. So,
It was
scores.
like, quick one today.
Scores on the doors. What are we going to give this game?
I'm going to give this game a mid-range 5.
That's more than I give it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be the tight-ass one. Okay.
No, I would give it a 4. I think the control system alone needs work.
It does. Yeah.
This is a game that's style over substance. It's not worth the money you're paying for it. It's a limited enjoyment and limited replay because by the time you actually get through it, you won't want to touch it again.
Yeah, we should hold our hands. I'm saying neither of us has completed this.
No, I refuse to play much more at the moment.
When you get to the point where you're just saying the word fuck over and over again at your PC, that's time you put the controller down.
It's a game
go
I
and
may
drink.
touch it again in the future, but I'm not going to break my fucking balls to play it and complete this game. It doesn't deserve my time.
Yeah, there's so many games in the world that we shouldn't have to play this one.
Nope. So enjoy finding Let's Plays of people actually doing that for you, rather than spending fucking 40, 50 quid on it.
Yeah, if it was like 20 quid, 25 quid maybe, that would be... I would probably give it like a 7. Because but for 50 quid, I'm expecting far more out of a game.
And we know how much people work hard on video games these days, and all of the work going into the art stuff and the textures and the environments and the level design, that's all standard and it's good. Okay, I did like that part, but that does not make a game. That makes a little tech demo, or it makes a scenery thing, or
a Quantic Dream game.
but it doesn't make the game. So guys, we cannot give this a good score. It's a 4 from me and a fucking 5 from him. That's less than 50%.
Yes, it is.
So buck your ideas up next time, boys.
Yes, and remember, not a horseman!
But for our benefit, please remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah, and ring the bell. Please also comment down below. Let us know what you thought of it. Ranton, you're going to have something to say, buddy. I know you are.
Yes, so get on it. We have videos coming out every Wednesday and Saturday, so please check back then for some awesome content. I think it's going well. We don't have to play that game anymore.
Yes, I feel like a weight has been lifted, and soon about 20 gig of data will be lifted from my hard drive.
But yes, guys, that's all for us today. Please let us know down in the comments what you think about this game. And is there parts that, have you played this game through to the end and gone, do you know what, you missed that really amazing bit? Because I don't think we're going to see one.
And that first box, that looked like a Skeksis to me from Dark Crystal. You know the one? Envy? Yeah, that was a bird monster.
So steer clear, but not of us. And see you next time.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.